Good morning, Candace. This is Penelope Pitts, and I want to say I enjoyed reading your post and I would like to respond to it. You start out by saying that upon the importance of partnership um, is when developing a plan, a disaster plan for any type of a disaster. You noted one that I read in the book, CERT, the Community Emergency Response Team, which the authors of our textbook um, recommended that church leadership, create or participate in, that it is offered through FEMA, and it's used to train teams in basic disaster responses such as fire safety, light search, rescue, and other disasters. Um, you also said that all the delivery of disaster behavioral health is too large of an activity to be handled effectively by any one organization, and that's true. For even a small community like myself, I live in a small community in Delaware, a very small town, and if we had a disaster of any type of magnitude, it would overwhelm our our police department and fire department. And so we need someone that's bigger than us. But we also need to be prepared in our area where I live. We have about 4 or 5 churches, and I would venture to say that none of our churches in my town are disaster prepared. Thankfully, because I live not too far from the beach, and we are subject to like nor'easters and sometimes hurricanes during hurricane season. I'm sure that on a larger scale, the county that I live in, which is the biggest county in Delaware, we only have 3 counties. I'm sure that they are prepared because we get a lot of flooding, so they are prepared for that. The larger the county, not my town. You said that churches are seen as pillars in their community, and they are. Parishioners trust their leaders. Often the leaders live locally, and so not only are they our church leaderships, they're our friends, they're our families. They're our neighbors, and so they're trusted. And so, in event of a disaster, a lot of times people gather to churches. Or look to their leadership to kind of direct them. What should I do? I hear, a hurricane is coming or a tornado coming. What should I do? And they look to the leadership, not only just for spiritual guidance, but for guidance in everything. And so it's important. The authors of our textbook, really hone in on the importance. Of course, that's what it's directed towards, of churches being prepared. In teaching and having something available to help the parishioners in the event of a disaster. You talk about how the impact of faith in disasters were in Hurricane Katrina, where I did an article, I did a report a couple classes ago about Hurricane Katrina and how a lot of the people look to the churches. A lot of churches lost everything. And it's hard when the churches are struggling, and they're in the community too, so they're subject to destruction and loss, and not only material and physical, but also people. And so it's important that churches have materials in place, have leadership in place, people that they can train from the community, since they know the community, they know the demographics of the community, they know the type of people that live there, they know what's important to the people, they know the landscape of the land. It's important that they have the churches be readily and really involved in preparing their community for disasters. And like you said, Hurricane Katrina is a prime example. And in our textbooks, so many textbooks, they go to Hurricane Katrina because it was such a huge disaster, and so many lives were lost, and the preparedness wasn't there. So it's a stark example in the importance of involving the community, educating the community, warning the community, and having those resources there to help the community. So again, Candace, I thank you for your post. I really enjoyed it, and hopefully added justice to the wonderful post that you've written.